The first blow. The galaxy had seen wars before. Empires rising, collapsing, devouring one another like waves upon endless shores. But none had yet dared to strike at Earth. Not openly. Not directly. That changed when the Veil Dominion descended upon humanity's frontier colony of Eidolon III. They came not with diplomacy, but with contempt. Their fleets blotted out the skies above the silver oceans. Orbital strikes followed. White fire turning cities to glass, forests to smoke, oceans to boiling storms. Civilians fled into bunkers that collapsed minutes later. Children and elders, unarmed workers, scientists, all erased. The Veil broadcast their attack live, streaming their triumph across allied star nets. They laughed as humans burned. Earth is soft, their admirals sneered. Earth is slow. They will sue for peace. They always do. When the last human signal went dark, the Veil raised their banners above Eidolon III. To them, it was victory. To Earth, it was a funeral. Mockery in the void for weeks, alien councils echoed with Veil confidence. They toasted to their conquest, declaring humanity a trivial power, trapped by ideals of restraint. Other species whispered agreement. The humans will whimper, perhaps embargo trade, perhaps write speeches of outrage. But fight? No. The Earthborn are too civilized, too rational, too unwilling to bleed. The Veil generals composed threats, polished with arrogance, and sent them across subspace to Earth itself. One transmission read, "Humanity, kneel. Your colonies are ours. Your fleets are dust. Your courage myth. Submit, or watch each of your outposts burn as Eidolon did." And then they laughed again. An entire empire mocking a world they thought too weak to answer. What they didn't understand was this. The silence that followed was not surrender. It was mourning. And mourning, for humans, was the final calm before storms. When silence breaks, days passed. Then weeks, no response from Earth. Until one night, across the stars, human subspace beacons flickered awake. A single message pulsed across the void, repeated on every channel in every tongue. Message received. Threat noted. Retaliation authorized. And then, nothing, the Veil scoffed. Retaliation? From who? Earth's fractured fleets? Their outdated dreadnoughts? But the galaxy trembled. They remembered whispers. Rumors of hidden arsenals. Ships untested. Weapons humanity swore never to use. The silence grew heavy. And then, at last, it cracked. First came the fleets, emerging from jump lanes like storms, hulls the size of mountains, engines burning brighter than stars. The Atlas-class dreadnoughts, long rumored, now real. Each carried enough firepower to scour worlds bare. Then came the warnings, carried on open channels. Cold, short, final. Eidolon was not forgotten. Earth rises. Leave our skies, or choke in them. The answer arrives. The Veil readied their defenses, certain their victory at Eidolon had proven humanity's fragility. They gathered in fleets numbering thousands. Their admirals smiled. Then the first human strike fell. It was not one world that burned. It was 12. Coordinated, simultaneous, surgical. Human ships dropped out of warp like blades drawn from scabbards. Orbital fortresses disintegrated. Entire carrier groups vanished under precision barrages. It was not war. It was execution. The humans spoke little as they fought. Their comms were icy with discipline. Their formations perfect. To the galaxy watching, it was as if an ancient predator had awakened, one whose teeth had always been hidden. And the most terrifying part? They weren't rushing. They weren't even angry anymore. They were calm, cold, certain. Retribution, without limit. The galaxy witnessed annihilation like scripture written in fire. Humanity unleashed armies that fell from orbit like iron rain. Soldiers clad in armor that drank plasma fire, and returned it with railguns that shattered cities. Entire skies went dark as carrier groups deployed drone swarms. Black clouds of metal wings that consumed fleets ship by ship. On one world, the Veil watched in horror as a single human cruiser aligned its weapon, a lance of compressed graviton fire. It struck their capital's ocean. The sea itself boiled, continents buckled, and half the planet split open. Survivors whispered the name of that weapon: Judgment. The Veil begged for ceasefire. Humanity did not answer. Because this was no battle. This was a message. Suns blotted out weeks turned into a nightmare of flame. Everywhere the Veil raised their banners, humans tore them down. Colonies liberated not with diplomacy, but with fury. Civilians freed, soldiers executed, admirals silenced with orbital strikes. Entire Veil sectors went dark, stars themselves swallowed as human fleets formed eclipses around them. Where they arrived, the sun no longer shone, only the shadows of Earth's vengeance. The galaxy fell silent. Other empires turned off their broadcasts, unwilling to watch. Their diplomats burned human transmissions into their memories. This is Earth. You threatened our children. This is your payment. The fall of the Veil, the once arrogant dominion, crumbled. Their fleets scattered, their leaders assassinated by strikes no defense grid detected. Their worlds burned, their strongholds erased. In less than 3 months, an empire that had lasted millennia collapsed into ash. And when it was done, when the last battle ended, when the last fleet dissolved, the humans sent one final transmission. Not a boast, not a taunt, just words etched in cold iron. Dear aliens, thanks for the threat. Sincerely, Earth. Aftermath. Whispers in the dark. The galaxy has never forgotten. The silence that followed was worse than the war itself. Every alien court fell into uneasy quiet. They spoke only in whispers when discussing Earth. They remembered the images, suns blotted out by fleets, armies descending like judgment, the capital oceans boiling under graviton fire. They remembered how humans did not gloat, did not beg, did not even rage. They simply answered. And so the galaxy learned Earth's patience is vast, their silence deceptive. But when their patience ends, when their silence breaks, their vengeance is infinite. To this day, in council chambers and war rooms, alien voices tremble as they repeat the last words of the survivors. Never provoke Earth again.